Lesson 4-8 is titled Changing Units in the Customary System. The reason we call it the customary system is simply it is the measurements that we are accustomed to using. Inches, ounces, pounds, tons, quarts, gallons, miles, feet, yard. These are our customary units of measurement. Now, if you are not familiar with these exchange equivalencies, you do need to know them. So the fact that 12 inches are in a foot, 3 feet are in a yard, 5,280 in a feet in a mile, how many fluid ounces are in a cup, how many cups in a pint, how many pints are in a quart, and how many quarts are in a gallon, how many ounces are in a pound, and how many pounds are in a ton. You need to know those. When it comes to the customary system, we use fractions and not decimals. The metric system uses decimals, but I should see no decimals in answers for this lesson. To perform the operations on customary measurements, you have to have them all in the same unit, meaning all feet or all miles. So what we're going to be doing is changing units so that they are alike. When it comes to changing from one to another, this information right down here is what you need to remember the most. This and our exchange rate, the equivalencies. So if you're going to change something from a large unit to a small one, like for example, feet are bigger than inches. So if you're going from feet to inches, you would multiply. But if you're going the other way, if you're starting with inches and moving to feet, then you would divide. Now here's where a lot of people go wrong. They want to divide by using the division box or a calculator. We don't want to do that because remember, we don't want a decimal. So as we get into the examples here, I will show you what we're going to be doing. How many feet is 10 inches? So if we're going from inches to feet, because we have inches now, we're changing them into feet. We're going from something small to large, and so we divide. What are we going to divide by? How many inches are in a foot? So our exchange rate, 12 inches are in a foot. So we're going to start with our 10. We're going to divide with a division sign, the bar, and we're going to divide by 12. Now, when you have it written like this, it's simply a fraction that needs to be reduced. So you would reduce them by dividing by 2. Our answer is 10 inches is 5/6 of a foot. Let's look at another example. How many 1-cup servings are in a 30 fluid ounce drink bottle? Well, we want to divide by 8 because there's 8 ounces in a cup. We are going from what we have, which is fluid ounces, into cup. So we want to divide. So again, we're going to use our division sign. This time what we have is not only a reducible fraction, but we have an improper one. So we would reduce and rename, and we would have an answer of 3 3/4 cups. On this next page of examples, we're looking at comparing. So we always have one thing we need to change. Which weighs more, a 1 3/4 pound book or a 24-ounce catalog? So let's change the pounds into ounces. To go from pounds to ounces, we're going from large to small. So we're going to multiply. We're going to multiply by 16 because there are 16 ounces in a pound. Now you're multiplying mixed numbers. So you need to remember how to do that. You need to change this into an improper fraction. Remember, a number without a fraction part is just like putting the 16 over 1. You can cancel wherever possible. Multiply across, rename and reduce. Our answer is 28 ounces. So which one weighs more? The 1 3/4 pound book. Here, if a carpenter cuts a 4-foot 10-inch piece from an 8-foot board, then how long is the remaining piece? So we need to change the 4 feet 10 inches all to feet. Okay? Or, as we did here, 10 inches is 5/6 of an inch. Okay? That's how we did that. We divided 10 divided by 12, and that reduces to 5/6. Then we have to subtract that amount from our 8-foot board. So 8 minus 4 and 5/6, we would have to rename to borrow. We would need to rename and borrow, subtract, and what's left is 3 1/6 inches. All right, come with questions tomorrow if you have them, and then we'll do some practice.